It's
this.
live.
Yeah, this drop. It's fine. All right, we good. Sorry, everybody. I had to make some last minute camera adjustments. Welcome back to Let's Talk. I'm Dion. This is
Okay.
Hello, everyone. We are back again to have another discussion. Sorry, y'all. It's just late. And was just was trying to get everything together. I was flustered, she was flustered, and yeah, but we're here. We're back again. First things first, let's go ahead and get our toast out of the way because I think we need this right now. Ooh, these are some really nice glasses. Check these out. Super dope. So as you guys can see, we changed our view. We like the more vertical look better. It just looks a lot cleaner. It doesn't look so, I don't know. I just like it better. Yeah, so it's been quite a week so far.
Yes.
Quite a week. Quite a week. As we get closer to this wedding, is definitely just, becoming more crunch time, more crunch time, more crunch time. And really,
What?
the music. Seriously. Is it in the shower?
I think so.
Anyway, guys, if you guys do hear music in the background, we apologize. Our kids are, bathing themselves. Yeah, I know.
They can hear.
Yeah, they probably can't hear it. But anyway, so anyway, like I said, we're getting to crunch time, with the wedding planning and everything, and just trying to get all the little tab bits together and make sure everything is pulled together is just it's pretty challenging. So it's been a long week, and work has been picking up, and so things are just changing, just trying to go with the flow. Yeah. How's your day been? How was your day?
I was pretty busy today.
No, speak up a little bit.
They can't hear me.
Probably not. You talk really low.
Well, they can hear me any other time.
Yeah. No,
I'm loud.
talking like this.
I'm not talking like that. Anyway, it's been a long day. I'm happy tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah.
How was your day?
It was a day. This week in general was really busy.
Yeah.
So I'm just really trying to get my head in the game.
Yeah.
To get back to that season. Especially since we're down a guy, but he's coming back, thank goodness. So yeah. It's just, been some long days lately. So especially with the time change and the sun's setting a whole lot later now. So it feels like the days are super long now. So, I love super long days, but coming from really short days to long days is like, it does something different to you.
And I'm opposite. I feel like the days go by too quick. Because you're thinking it's one time and then it's like
When they're
it's
long?
later. Yeah, it just goes. I feel like I don't got enough time. It felt like before like cooking dinner. I'm like, damn, it's 7:00. I'm behind, so it just makes me feel like the days are long, like you said. But
Yeah. Well, it makes you
go
feel like you got
fast.
more day.
But you don't.
Yeah, nah, it make you feel like you got more day than you actually have.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. But you don't.
Yeah, you don't. No,
It's
the day is still short, and it's still not a whole lot of time to do everything that you need to do.
Right.
So, yeah. So yeah, it's been a long day in general, but like I said, we're back again and have another really good discussion, guys. And tonight, we really got to talking because our kids are getting really close to 18. This year they'll be 17 in what, a week?
Next week.
Next week.
Two of them will be.
Yeah, two of them will be 17 next week, and another one will be 17 in a month.
Mm-hmm.
So they only got 1 year until they're adults, and just raising your kids from kids to adults, in general, and really focusing on trying to steer them in the right direction, is I think a challenge for most parents, to just try to instill the right things in them and just try to make sure that they're prepared for this crazy adulthood that they're going into. So we thought it would be appropriate to really discuss, raising kids from kids till adults, you know. So, you know, like I said, our kids are going to be 17, and I already have an adult. She's 18, she'll be 19 in August. And so it's crazy how fast, that came. And now that I look at it, like our other set of kids are about to be adults now. And it's crazy because even though we did a lot and we worked our hardest to instill everything we needed to instill in them, I'm sure that we most likely fell short in some departments because, you know, what kid is prepared to really go out into the world, and is from a parent's perspective, it can be tough knowing that, wow, I remember how tough it was for us going into adulthood, right? But compared to today, it seems like it was much more simple times, and now we're preparing our kids to go into a vastly different world than it was when we became adults. But in the same token, that's even more, huh?
In the same token, it's still the same.
Yeah, it's still the same. That's what I was gonna say. It's still the
It's still
same.
the same.
It's still gonna be the same level of difficulty. It's still gonna be the same challenges relative to even the challenges that we went through.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's it's been really interesting, especially in these later years. I mean, how challenging it's been to make sure that even my son Kenny has been trying to get him to the finish line, and trying to get him in the right mind frame to even make it to the finish line.
Right.
Because some kids, they have it, and they want to, they focus on different things. I think it's their priorities,
right,
how they prioritize things. Some kids prioritize the, in my opinion, the right things. Some kids don't prioritize the right things over other things.
Oh.
Not that I would call them wrong things, but I would just say the priorities. Certain things are supposed to, be in line.
Right.
Like one of the things that we're really, really, I'm really kicking him in the butt about right now is his grades. Making sure his grades are right so that way he can walk, he can get his diploma, and he don't have to worry about that. They can just be he can move on to the next stage of his life and move on into adulthood with confidence.
Right.
Knowing that his next move can be his best move and he won't be held back just by not achieving that. And that's like really big concern of mine because even when I talk to him at times, sometimes he doesn't necessarily express the importance of it, and I have to really drill it into his head. I don't, as a parent, I want him to, his priorities as far as his mind to go in one direction, but I'm not him and I'm not in his brain. And so I'm really trying to figure out how to really get through to him. And
as far as what, like grades?
Yeah, just as far as that. Like I feel and believe that I'm on the right path, especially from that last discussion that we had. That was really like a breakthrough moment for him. But right now, it's like only time can tell. Like I have to really, really watch him really close now.
So my thought on that is, were you always like on him about it because everybody is not on their kid the same about it. I'm just saying, my mom wasn't on me about it, but she expected it. So I didn't see that part. So when she never even talked to me about it. See, you're waiting till because it's crucial right now, right?
Well, no,
You
because here's
been
the
doing
thing.
it,
Well, I have, but you got to realize that it was a different situation with those,
mm-hmm.
with my two oldest.
Right?
You know, especially with them, you know, with the whole custody situation, them going back and forth. And so they did spend a large amount of time, as far as consistent time with their mom,
Right?
and then they did spend a large amount of time with me,
Right?
and they were absolutely on track at that point. But then when things changed and they started going back and forth in their latter years, that's when things really changed.
Right. I just it's like you can expect something, so you really don't talk about it as much. So when you saying something, he like, wait, what? Like, where this come from, right? You wasn't this whatever. So if their mom wasn't that way either, but I think it's just something that we expect.
Yeah.
We expect this from our kids. So some people, some kids, I mean, some parents don't even voice it.
Yeah.
It's just expect.
Yeah.
So when they don't do it and you come down on them, they like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, you got a good
what
point.
the hell? And it's like, because son or daughter, I expected this from you. I didn't think it had to be spoken. But we learn now.
Yeah.
It has to be spoken.
Yeah.
You gotta consistently be like, this is what I expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what I expect you to do.
Yeah.
You got one job.
Mm-hmm.
Graduate. It's not for me. It's for you. But with Kenny, it's like, okay, he graduated with kids, period. Everybody don't want to go to college. Everybody don't want to pursue that part of life.
Yeah. You got a good point.
You know, so it's like,
and that's
it's not a wrong choice, you know?
You're
but
right.
You need to graduate.
Absolutely. You gotta do that. You
At
gotta
least
get that
do
over
that.
with. Yeah.
At least do that.
And you know, it's hard, like, as a parent, thinking about your kid not necessarily taking the path most traveled and the path less traveled. Even though, you know, you still, like, I do know that I worked my hardest to instill values and morals and principles in him.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, accountability, that was one of my biggest things, is instilling accountability in him.
It is.
But knowing that he's not going to take all that information and take the traditional path to, I guess, our definition of success, that's really one of the scariest things, because you don't know necessarily if he's, in your mind, you're like, damn, like, what is he going to do once he becomes an adult? You know, once he finishes high school and he does that and he goes off into this world, then what will be his next move? Because, you know, as a parent, you just want the best for your kids.
You want the best, but you know that you gotta have
exactly.
education.
You want the best for them, and you know you want them to want the best for themselves.
Right.
And you want them to see the vision, because they're going to be out in this world by themselves. And
Like
they're going to have to make a life.
Like I was saying, it's kind of sincere. Like, I ain't going to be able to do it for you.
Right.
Mama can't call the doctor when you're 18.
That's for real.
Mama can't call and make you appointments for every little thing. This is something that you need to do now.
Yeah.
You need to start practicing this now.
Mm-hmm. That's for real.
So, I mean, I think you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Even if you gotta drill it.
I'm just gonna drill it.
Drill
That's
it in. It's like, at the end of the day,
That's
I want
it.
you to be
He's so
smart.
Close. Absolutely, yeah.
I want you to be educated, even if you don't take that path.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about you being smart with some things. I can't teach you life, but you gotta have that education. You gotta have some kind of foundation.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. We can't make no other choices for them.
Yeah.
But you want them to be educated in this world. You don't want them to be dumb in this world, because then that's a double whammy.
Yeah. And see, that's one of the things that hit me like later on in their childhood is the fact that once they get out in this world, they gonna do what they gonna do what they want to
Do
do.
what they want to do.
And that's I feel like that's one of the
Scary.
scariest things
So
to
scary.
just think about, because you know how kids can be,
Mhm.
and you know some of the potential decisions that they can make,
Mhm.
rather good or bad, and that's one of the most nerve-wracking things to think, like, it's not that you feel like they're going to make bad decisions as far as like like being a criminal or something like that,
Right.
but as far as just even personal decisions on just on their path, and you like thinking like, man, like I just hope that they don't get out in this world and they don't feel like that they want to like build any self-development, you know what I mean, actually do something with themselves. That's my biggest fear, even for this entire generation coming up, because a lot of them were raised with social media, a lot of heavy influences from social media. And social media can provide a very clouded view for kids because they're so impressionable. It can provide a horrible illusion of what life's gonna be like as an adult.
A whole illusion.
And that's my biggest fear. It's just like, dude, you have a generation that's raised on just showing an illusion on social media,
just
and
a little
stuff.
Glimpse of life.
Just a little glimpse.
Not the whole picture.
Yeah, not the whole picture. Just little bits and pieces, short form
pieces.
content.
The happy parts of life.
Yeah. And not even the happy parts, what they consider the good. Everything good. Yeah. Right? And they don't show the full picture. They don't show the goods, the ups, the downs, the in-betweens.
And that's why I just teach one thing. And I feel like it's scary, but as long as I did my part, and I tell them, every choice you make got a consequence.
Yeah.
Good choices, bad choices got a consequence. It might be a good consequence from a great choice you made.
Yeah.
But a bad choice can still end in a bad consequence. But it's always going to be a consequence.
Yeah.
Or what you say, consequence is bad.
Yeah, consequence is bad.
Yeah. But it's always going to be
an outcome.
An outcome.
Whether good or bad.
It's every choice you make is going to have an outcome.
Absolutely.
So trying to make the best choices to get the best outcome.
You should make the best choices.
And that's all we.
Yeah,
that's all I try to teach.
Absolutely. Because what happens is that consequences come from
bad choices.
Bad choices. But favorable outcomes come from good choices or the right choices. And I think I really do hope and pray that our kids have enough discipline, okay, to do what they need to do. Discipline is one of those things is it's weird because it takes what do you call it? It takes, what do you call it when you do something? Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It takes initiative because the reason why I say that is because you have to consciously make a decision that you're going to do something that needs to be done regardless. You know, that's discipline. You do what needs to be done, whether you want to do it or not.
That's discipline.
That's discipline. Mm-hmm. And you have to be really conscious to the fact that you have to make a decision to override what you want for what you need. You have to make a decision to override what you want for what you need to do. And that's becoming increasingly difficult from what I'm seeing from a vantage point of how a lot of kids are today.
No, it is. It's very hard to teach them that.
Yeah.
Because of social media. I don't know.
It's starting to become really...
It's very hard.
Yeah, it's very hard.
They think that...
They think what?
Shit don't stink.
They do. You know, kids...
They think it's just going to be so easy.
They really do.
So easy. Like, even them staying on the right path is going to be easy. Like, no. Shit still going to come your way.
Yep.
That's undesirable. With you on the right path.
Yep. That's true.
Some shit that you still just can't control. You only can control your reaction.
Yep.
But they think they got it figured out. Did you think you had it figured out?
Did I think I had it figured out?
Okay, so when I said that, it's like, did you think from your household how your parents were doing things that you was going to do it different and it was going to be easier? You was going to do it better. Did you think that?
No.
You did?
No. You know, you got to realize that when I pretty much became on my own, I had no preconception of like how I was gonna go about life. There was only one thing that I had stuck in my head when I was like going from childhood into adulthood. And the only thing that I could think about was that I knew one thing. I knew that if I just kept working, that I would have to keep working because I would still have to provide a way for myself. I would have to earn money in order to provide a living for myself, be able to pay for my housing and everything like that. So that was one thing that I did know going from a kid to an adult. But because I did not take the traditional path, and because I didn't have any skills and hadn't developed a skill set yet because I was 18 going into adulthood.
But you act like you didn't take the traditional path because it was all solely your choice.
No. Well, I wouldn't say it was solely my choice.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't. Did you want to take the traditional path, like college and stuff? Like, was that your intent before situations happened?
Okay, so I guess after a while, no, it wasn't. Even when like I told you, when I had first got in high school, I would have probably been in the military and the Air Force because that's where my passion really was.
Right.
So at one point I was like, yeah, I wanted to go through high school, get into the Air Force Academy, college, go to that college, and then, be an aviator. Mm-hmm. And freaking fly jet fighter. Fly fighter jets.
Right.
But when that dream ended, or that aspiration, I would say not dream, when that aspiration ended, after that, I just really focused on my music. What the heck?
Oh no, something.
What was that?
I don't know.
Jeez. You all right?
It was just like something black. cash.
Probably.
Dang, choking on a lie.
You silly. So yeah, like I said, when I went into adulthood, no, like I just focused on my music, and then I just was like, okay, I just gotta get a job. I gotta start working. I didn't think about college really at all after I became an adult.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think about college until literally just like, what was that? I went to college from 2016 to 2019. So I went to college for 3 years, 3 solid years. But I didn't think about it until 2016. And I've been an adult since 2003.
Yeah, but it's like, did you think about a career at least? Or did you be like, oh, were you like, oh, I'm just gonna get a job?
Nah, I didn't think about no career at all. I didn't think about a career whatsoever.
But
Because you
was
gotta,
it, did your mom teach you that?
well, no, what the thing was is that remember, I had stopped going to high school in my junior year. I didn't even get a chance to start my junior year before I found out that I was sick, cancer, and then I had talked to my doctor, and he had recommended that I take some time off of school,
Right.
and so that's what I did. I took the time off, but
Right.
you know,
it
I
wasn't good.
exactly I should have graduated in 2004, but I didn't go back and get my GED until 2008.
I mean,
So
your situation is
some time
different.
It is different. It is different,
Totally different.
but I didn't think about going, like, I didn't think about take after after I was on my own. I didn't think about taking the traditional path at all. And so honestly, I feel like regardless to where I'm at now, like that was really, like, for me it was a detriment because I had no direction.
Exactly.
I had no direction.
That's all I was asking. Did
I
your
had
mom at least?
I believe I had a lot of discipline
Mhm.
just because um I had knowledge about how I was gonna have to be as a man in society, and I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to just not be able to work, and just because I was gonna have a hard life, a really much more harder life than I had. So I had to just keep working. And that's what I did. That's why I had so many jobs, because no matter what, I had to work someplace because I had to support myself. And then when I had kids, when I started having kids, my oldest daughter, it was like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
it was solidified.
Right.
It was solidified. I got to go to work.
Right.
I got to go to work. And I didn't even think about getting into a career or anything like that, especially not in my later teen years, 18, 19, and then when I hit 20, 21, I didn't think about a traditional, the most traditional path I thought about was in like 2007, I took a motorcycle repair technician course online. So that was like the most career driven, I guess, as far as like a traditional path that I actually had thought about. But other than that, I was just focused on going to work, and then of course, I was raising my kids as well with their mother, and then I was focused on my music.
And I was totally opposite.
Right.
I literally tried. I literally tried to go into a career at the time that was making the most money that I knew, which was nursing.
Was the what?
Nursing.
Okay.
I felt like nursing would pay would do it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I went to school for.
Yeah.
But when I went to school, I realized I didn't like it. That wasn't for me.
Yeah. That typically happens a lot.
Time wasted, but it was straight. What's the schooling called? Like when you go directly for that, you don't go to school and take all those extra
Like
courses.
A technical.
Like a technical college.
Like a technical
I went to
college.
a vocational college.
Yeah, vocational college. Yeah. In my personal opinion, I honestly feel like going out into this world for just the average person, the vocational college, for the average kid, is probably the best bet to go. You
Just go
know,
ahead and get to it.
exactly. Because, I mean, even going into this economy and everything now and how everything is and loans and everything, honestly, it's unless you're going to college for a really high earning career path, there's no point of going to college because it's going to cost you so much money. You're going to be in so much debt when you come out, and then don't mess around and go to college for a career field that's already saturated. It's going to be extremely hard for you to get a job. There's so many college graduates who are just sitting on their degrees because they couldn't even find a job in their career field.
Because of where they live.
Well, yeah, of course.
I feel okay.
Well,
I
no,
feel like
because I mean,
Vegas is one of them places that's gonna give people a chance because
well, it all depends on the field too.
the field. It
Yeah.
do. It depends on the city and the field. If it's a city like this,
Mm-hmm.
they giving entry people chances.
Yeah.
If you go into the south to somewhere like Monroe, Louisiana, they not giving entry people chances because it's not one of those places, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense. But then again, though, even in Monroe, I'm sure that they have an industry or a blue collar industry there that actually would pay decent, I would say. So you're right, though. In every place, there may not be an industry for your major or your
Right,
career field.
right.
But then again, still statistically, there are some career fields that are oversaturated. Like for instance, right? The
Therapy,
therapy. Yeah, I was just gonna say therapy. Like psychologists, right?
psychologist.
Psychology is psychology is it's an in demand field, but it's not in demand everywhere.
Right.
So some places, especially like if you're in more urban areas, psychology is not necessarily the biggest thing.
Right.
Because certain communities of people, no matter where you are, it could be regardless to what community, certain communities are more open to therapy from psychologists than other communities. So say if you're in an area with a predominant community of of a certain group who may not necessarily reach out to therapists as well as as much as some other groups, then what do you do when you can't get clientele or you can't get hired at a clinic or get hired at an office, right? What do you do? And there's a lot of professions that are um, not necessarily in high demand in a lot of places. So what tends to happen is they get these degrees and then they end up not even using them. They're doing something else. They're doing something else completely, and they just sitting on a degree. So I believe that if you're not really going to college for a high earning career, I honestly feel like it's a waste of money because you can literally there's dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of blue collar jobs that you could go into making the same amount of money as people who went to college and got a college degree.
Look at me.
Right.
Look at you.
Exactly. So
You're right.
I believe that I'm starting to honestly believe that no, a college education is not necessarily beneficial for everybody. Even though in the grand scheme of things it is beneficial, but it's not beneficial for everybody because, like I said, what if you go to college? You have people that go to college every day for majors that honestly are not really lucrative at all. They barely pay median income. if that. Some of them don't pay median income, some of the majors.
Right.
So what do when you go to college and you mace what $60,000 in debt, 70,000? Because I think I'm still about $30,000 in debt, $33,000 in debt from 3 years of college, and that was online, right? So imagine if I had actually gone to the actual college, stayed on campus, did the whole shebang. I'd owe them 100 grand plus.
True. But in this aspect, that's not what we teach it. We're
No.
not teaching them that they have to go to college.
You're right. Absolutely.
Because we know every kid is not made for college.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about college and like telling the kids that they need to go to college, it's kind of like a little buffer for life,
Mm-hmm.
right? You adults, you living as adults, you making adult decisions, and you're not in the house with your parents. But your parents are more inclined to help you with different things still, because you are in school.
Mm-hmm.
And you like 1 foot in the world, 1 foot still in school. You grown, but you like 1 and 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So college is kind of like, you want to be grown. You could be grown. You're going to make decisions on your own. You're going to work. You're going to be broke. Because you ain't going to make a whole lot of money. Because you can't. Because you still got to go to school. So that's kind of where we help them just a little bit. But not a lot. We still let them be adults. Because you got to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like college kind of give them a little couple more years under the belt.
Yeah. It does. Well, for me,
and it's helpful.
Well, it is helpful.
It is helpful.
But at the end of the day, in my opinion, here's the messed up part about it. As helpful as college can be, regardless to what major you go for,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the world that we live in now is financially based. It's all based on money.
Mm-hmm.
Money is the ruler of everything nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So the math has to make sense regardless to how beneficial college could be, right? Because the thing is that it's becoming harder and harder and harder to survive. So when a kid has to face a prospect of coming out of college, coming into an economy like this, and then paying off college loans on top of it.
But it's not instant.
It's not instant, but it's still going to come anyway.
It's going to come,
right?
But it's not going to be fully. Like, you pay payments. It's not something you got to pay right back $70,000 right then and there.
That's true, but imagine this, right? Some people go to college for degrees that only pay a median salary of, say, $45,000.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, right? But they do it. So let's just say you come out of college. Your goal is to go into college to get a degree to come out to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go into college to make a median income salary, and you come out, and now guess what? That salary is automatically being offset by your loans.
Not automatic.
Not automatically, but it is. And as a matter of fact, it's going to be offset by your loans way before you're actually in the upper echelon of even your earning potential in your career field. You only get those loans deferred for so many years after you graduate.
Really?
Yes, really.
No.
How many years do you get your loans deferred for?
I'm almost 40. They still deferred.
And so you think?
No, I know, because they're not coming out my federal income taxes.
Yes, that's true, but they've changed a lot of laws and regulations about that. So
I'm almost 40.
Okay.
So why wouldn't it apply? It will apply to
It's
me
not
as
that
well
it
as him, right?
applies. It just maybe that's not the way they do it anymore. Maybe they don't take it from your taxes anymore.
Where do I take it from?
What do you mean? Where do they take it from? They don't take it from anywhere, clearly. Or maybe you've had a certain amount of your loans forgiven. There's all kinds of circumstances behind people not having their not being held accountable for paying back their student loans. Like for me, I still owe as well.
Right.
You know, so
I'm not saying, look,
right,
I'm not saying don't pay your loans.
Exactly. We're not saying that. Please
pay your loans.
Things.
If you're able to pay your loans, pay them.
But
if you want to defer them, defer them.
But what we're saying is, what I'm saying is, they're not going to be in deferment for forever.
No, they're not.
So what you should anticipate is, if you're a responsible citizen.
You should wait.
I'm not, babe. I'm not saying we're not. I'm just saying, come on, man, we're talking to the newer generation. I'm just saying, you should anticipate, if you take a loan out for college education, you should anticipate paying that loan back.
Yeah, you do.
Why?
Even now.
Exactly, right? And think about it. It's still going to take you 10, 20 years to pay back the loan.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take you a very long time. So, yes, at the baseline, your income is still going to be offset by you paying back loans for your degree.
So, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that you should absolutely think about the cost to benefit ratio when it comes to that kind of investment, because even though you do get benefits from going to college, it may be better for you to go, especially for the amount of money that you make in your career field, it may be best for you to just go to a vocational school.
Okay, so you still saying go to school, but not just
absolutely go to school.
That's what I was getting to.
Go to a vocational school and pay a fraction of any kind of college loan to go and get a certification inside of a blue collar career or a white collar career.
Gotcha.
There's so many vocational programs that people can go into to make median income the same amount of money that people go and get college degrees for.
Okay, so that was my next question.
Right.
So what are you saying? Like, are you
what I'm
saying
is
no
that,
college?
No, what I'm saying is, yes, I'm saying that if you're not going for a high earning career, if you're going into college for a median earning career,
go to a vocation.
You need to just go to a vocational school. You need to,
great.
Because here's the thing.
Because I was like, what are you saying?
Okay, because here's the thing. And this is the hardest thing, but I stick behind this. And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me about this. But I believe that it's all about dollars and cents. Okay? People can have passions, and you can have you can be passionate about something, and you can have a love for something. But when you get out into this world as an adult, you still got to pay bills. You got to pay rent.
Right.
You got to pay light bill, gas bill, car note. You got to pay all of these bills. Put food in your stomach. Put food in the fridge. And then, Lord forbid, you mess around and have kids. Now you got to pay for them as well, right? So it's all about dollars and cents. So when you become an adult, stuff becomes real. It's not all about, what am I passionate about? Like, I got to do what I'm passionate about. If what you're passionate about is not going to make you a livable income to be able to take care of yourself baseline, guess what? You have to find a different type of route to do your passion.
So you're talking about women?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about anybody. Anybody.
But when
check this out, there's guys out there who want to be streamers or gamers, right? But guess what? While you sitting at home building your gaming audience, you're still not making money because you're not at that level yet. It's fine to build that audience, but now you're gonna have to build some discipline, because now you got to figure out a way to make a living for yourself, to support yourself, pay your bills, pay your rent, do all of that. And then you got to find enough drive to be able to put time into that as well. So that way you could take care of yourself and put time into that and eventually reach that goal so that way you can leave this area.
Right.
But you can't just sit up here and be like, oh, I'm passionate about something. This is what I love to do. So I'm going to come right out the gate and do this when you know and that's not going to support you. That's not going to make you any money. It's not going to be able to pay the rent. You're not going to be able to pay your light bill, your gas bill, your Wi-Fi bill, your car note, your car insurance, put gas in the car, put food in the fridge.
The only reason why I said that is because you always say women do that. I rarely hear you say men do that. Jobs off of passion.
Mm-hmm.
It's always women that do
well,
jobs.
Okay, so the reason why I say this is because statistically, women major in colleges. They major in the top 10 lowest paying professions.
Because of passion.
Because of passion.
But men usually do things like you say.
Yeah.
I don't care if I gotta pick up elephant shit. If it make enough money, give me the gear. I'm doing it. Right?
Absolutely.
So that's why I said, are you talking to women?
No, I'm talking to kids. Remember, we're talking about kids
children.
Right now.
Right.
Yeah. From adults to kids. So that's right. I'm talking to anybody who would go out into this world.
Don't do things from passion.
Exactly.
Do things that make the money.
Okay, here's the thing. You can do things for passion, but when it comes to money and making money, you got to prioritize differently. Because it's the real world now. And that passion ain't going to pay the rent. That passion ain't going to pay the light bill, all those other bills. It's not going to pay. No. Exactly. Making money every day, making enough money every day to accumulate enough money at the end of the month to pay your bills. That's what's gonna make the money. That's what's gonna pay the bills.
Right.
You know? So, and what tends to happen is, check this out. A lot of people go to college for their passions.
They do.
But what tends to happen? They come out of college and what happens?
They don't do the things.
They don't do the things that they went to college for.
Because it don't make enough money.
It don't make enough money. So now they go get a regular job doing something else. See? And that's why it's counterintuitive to go to college for something like that. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you're still not going to make enough money out the gate. And you're still going to have to pay back those loans eventually. So now you just work to double against yourself. Not only can you not work in the field that you aspire to be in to make enough money to support yourself, and now you got to go out and get a job in another field that you didn't major in, but now you still got to pay back the loans. So that's why it's important to go to college for something that's going to be high earning. College. Okay, a 4-year college degree.
Right.
A 4-year college degree or higher to go for a high earning career.
Exactly.
You don't go to college to go for a median income earning career.
You don't.
You don't do that.
Absolutely.
It's not worth it. Right? It's not worth it at all. You go to a vocational school if you want to go for a median earning career. And the craziest part about it is, guess what? There's so many vocational programs that you can actually go into that make higher than median earning income.
Without all the
around
the extra classes, the extra money.
Right. Think about it. A lot of vocational programs are between 9 to 14 months or 16 months. Mm-hmm. Right?
18 months.
Yeah, 9 to 18 months. Yeah. Right? A year, 9 months to a year and a half.
Right.
Okay. And then you might end up paying on the higher end. You might end up paying about $10,000 to $12,000. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Then I don't know about now.
It's a lot.
I think it's gonna be more.
No, it's about right.
That's right.
Yeah. And actually, that's probably on the higher end. Some programs cost less than that. Some programs cost about $5,000, $6,000. Yeah. So it just all depends on where you go.
Yeah.
Hell, even look at things like trucking, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You go
yeah.
to trucking school, that could cost you $3,000-$4,000 to go to trucking school, right? But you come out of trucking school, most truckers make, after everything is said and done, they could make six figures. 120,000, 150,000. So it just all depends. But like I said, they have to think about dollars and cents. Because they have to, who's going to make the money? Who's going to pay?
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for everything? When they become adults and they get out into this world, who's going to pay?
Them.
Exactly. So that's how they, I believe that young people, especially going into this new world, they're going to have to think like this. They're going to have to.
But at the least, they need to get a high school diploma.
At the very least. For real.
No, for real.
Because times are getting hard out here.
Do jobs ask for high school diplomas? They do actually.
A lot of them do. Yeah. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't check either. Most of them don't check.
Right.
But the career fields, a lot of the career fields, if you're going, especially for, medical career fields and stuff like that, engineering career field stuff, of course they're going to check your credentials. But a lot of regular, ordinary jobs don't check,
But those higher paying jobs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They do check.
Director stuff. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, if your college field has the potential to make a lot of money, right? Or make a decent, say you go to college and on the upper end of your college degree, you can make, say, 80 to 90,000. You can go to college for that, but it's best to align yourself with work, right? That's going to lead you into that field.
So experience.
Yes, you got to get experience. Because what happens is a lot of kids, they go to college for these degree fields and everything, these degrees, but the jobs that they work while they're in college and the jobs they work before and the jobs they work after have nothing to do with their career field.
Right.
Going to work at Chevron, I hate to say it, has nothing to do with your career field. If you're a freaking, I don't know, what's the career field? If you're a marketing, if you majored in marketing, right? How is Chevron gonna freaking give you experience in marketing, right? So
some experience depending on what you're doing at Chevron.
Exactly, but that's when a lot of people fail at that. They come out of college and they get these jobs in fields that have nothing to do with what they're majoring in. Absolutely. They go work at Target. They go work at fucking Walmart. Some shit like this. Like, wait a minute, dude. You just came out of college and you got a fucking a journalism degree. What are you doing working at Walmart, bro? You should be trying to find a job at the local newspaper company. Or you should be trying to go and find a media company in town who needs a writer. Or you should be trying to go to the radio station and see if they need an editor. You shouldn't be sitting up here working at Walmart or Target or Chevron. You know what I mean? And that's what happens a lot. They don't come out of school and make the right decisions to get them in the career path that they're in. And that's another thing. If you're going to go to college for, if you like, going on here, I absolutely got to go to college. I absolutely have to get a degree. Regardless of what the hell you get a degree in. Take the right necessary steps after you come out of school to actually get in your degree field.
Right.
To make the money. So, like I said, here's the thing though. It's easier said than done because once they get out of college, guess what? They still got life to deal with.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. If they're in a niche field and they got their degree in a niche field that's typically difficult to get into, what are they going to do in between times? All right? What are they going to work in between times? How are they going to support themselves and make money in between times? Now they got to go to Walmart or got to go to work at Target because it's the only people who's going to hire them and get them money in their pockets enough time to pay the rent. and pay the bills. So that's where it's like a catch-22.
That's why you say go to college.
Yeah.
That's why we tell them to go to college.
Absolutely.
To make.
But like I said.
But I understand what you're saying. But it's like you get it's a little introduction into adulthood. Yeah. You're still an adult, but it's like baby steps in adulthood.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just feel like
college is not the main concern when it comes to raising kids. Mm-mm. It's not the main concern. No. Graduating high school is for them, but it's also for us. It's like you say, like you got one job, graduate. My job is to see you through to at least get the basic education. You should at least want the basic education.
Absolutely.
Because the world gonna teach you the rest. Mm-hmm. But you need the basics.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need the basics. You need a foundation. Mm-hmm. So raising kids in that aspect, that's all I really focus on right now. And then when they get older, it's just teaching them.
Yeah.
And you can't even, because you can't make the choice for them.
Yeah, you're right.
So what you do is try to lead them to make the best choice.
Yeah. And guys, subscribe to our channel. I forgot to say that.
You did it?
Yeah, I didn't say it this time.
Subscribe.
I was so flustered from the beginning, just trying to get everything ready. Sometimes it's really a time crunch. So.
It's the time change, really, though.
It is.
Because time goes.
Mm-hmm. So subscribe to our channel. Please like the video, guys. Like. Hit that little thumbs up button. And yeah, it don't even take 2 seconds. It just literally just go boom. Bye. That's it. Take your little thumb, hit it on that thumbs up, boom. That's all it takes.
Tell us
yeah, we still need some comments on some recommendations, some talking points. All these, come on now, we all people in this life, we want to talk about relatable things.
Right.
That you guys want to hear about and that you guys are concerned about and going through. So please, guys, leave us comments and give us some talking points and some hot topics that we can go over, and we can really make this interactive, So, yeah, like I said, just raising kids, man, really trying to get them to the finish line is never been easy, and preparing them for this world that they're going to go into is one of the most daunting tasks, because you want your kids to do well. You want them to do well. You want them to walk the right path, so that way they can build a future for themselves. That way they can make money, support themselves.
Because we are not going to always be here.
No, we're not going to always be here. But when they become adults,
they think that.
Yeah.
They think they always got somebody to fall back on, which is parents. And they don't think about us not being here. They don't think about having that cushion. They don't cross their mind.
Yeah. And isn't that the irony of life, right? Isn't that the irony of life? They honestly, they don't take it serious because they don't see it happening because they haven't been through it yet. And they haven't been there. But reality is something that happens to everybody. Reality, So I guess as parents, all we can do is keep instilling in them the right mental attributes in order to be able to navigate the challenges that they're going to be upcoming. And be there to hold them accountable and to teach them how to hold themselves accountable. Because that's the only thing that's going to keep them on the path that they need to go on to be productive people and to be able to stay consistent, support themselves, um, getting career paths to be able to make an income and be able to support their families.
They think it's easy though.
They do.
But I was telling Sky today, it's like you make it look easy. You didn't see the raggedy cars I had. You didn't see. That's why I always say I don't feel sorry for people. If I could do it, you could do it. And for kids, we don't want our kids to go through that. But you could do it. You just got to keep working, being consistent. Like I said, like, don't think it's easy. Do not think it's easy. You don't see the challenges. You just see the outcomes.
You're right.
But when you become an adult, you're going to feel those challenges. And I want you to be prepared.
Ain't that the truth?
I want you to be prepared. And don't think that everything is like you entitled to it.
That's for real.
You ain't entitled to nothing.
Right. Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. And
that's what I say. I don't feel sorry for the people that, oh, this is this. Like, okay, what did you do to get out of that?
Mm-hmm. And that's the number one thing that I really feel like is important instilling in them is like, look, nobody is going to be able to come save you most of the time. Sometimes they will. Sometimes you'll have us. Sometimes you'll have family. But for the most part, most of the time, you're going to have yourself. And you're going to have to figure it out. And you're going to have to work. You're going to have to use your own mind and your own resources and your own physical abilities and your own drive and determination to figure out your problems. Because that's part of being an adult.
And that's why you just got to keep on repeating it. Like last year when Sincere was working, I'm like, next year, senior year, I'm not going to be figuring out how you get into work. Next year, I'm not going to be taking my lunch break, taking you back and forth. Mm-hmm. And now it's coming too, and it's like, oh, you was for real? Mm-hmm. Dead ass.
Right.
You have to figure it out.
Off the bottle.
You're about to be 17 years old. Next year, you'll be adult, and I don't have to do it. Mm-hmm. You gotta do it.
Yep.
So I've been preparing you and telling you when it changed, don't think it's sudden. Because I've been preparing you.
Absolutely.
I thought I was. I've been telling you, but you wasn't hearing me. What Sky say? I wasn't listening to you. I heard you. I need you to listen to me. I need you to hear me. Comprehend it.
Yep.
I need you to feel it. Because when it happened, you can't say I just threw you out there in the water.
That's for real.
I prepared you. I put floaties on you. Mm-hmm. You had a whole inner tube around you.
Yep.
Then the world threw you in that water. I gave you the tools to float.
You gave them the umbrella.
But you didn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
You heard me, but you didn't listen. I always want kids to know that we never do things to hurt them. We would never tell them nothing wrong. Why would we tell them, yeah, go out there and with the alligators. They ain't gonna eat you.
See, that's what kids be funny because they really do be thinking, like when you really be on your parenting shit, right? And you really be just trying to instill things in them that's going to be helpful for them. You know, they really be looking at you like you telling them something that's going to harm them.
It's like, I'm not you. I'm going to make a different choice. Like,
right.
No, baby.
No, you're not. you say that shit now, but wait till the world show you what choice you really have to make. Then we'll see about that.
Sometimes
you think you're going to flow through. I think a lot of kids extrapolate it as they're going to go through life as carefree as they do now. And that's what they think.
They do.
They think that it's going to be the same. And they don't understand. No, it's not going to be the same.
Totally
It's not going to be the same at all.
I'm not obligated to do it for you.
Right.
You're an adult.
You know? Absolutely.
Like you said, you don't need me to go take you to get a tattoo. You don't need me to go take you to get a piercing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't gotta take you to the doctor. You're not even at a pediatric doctor anymore.
Right. You done moved on.
You didn't
even
move
with the
on
peas.
at straight
You ain't
18.
even with the old lady.
You just can't buy cigarettes. You just can't buy alcohol. But you are still an adult.
Yep. Ain't that true? So, yeah. Like I said, guys, we just really wanted, to really talk about this because it's really something that we can relate with, and we are sure a lot of other parents out there can relate with it, especially with, if their child is close to adulthood like ours is.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard reality, even for adults.
Mm-hmm.
We need other adults to talk to because it's like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm. You're right. So, I want you guys to subscribe to our channel. I want you guys to like the video. I want you to go to our channel, like all the other videos, check out the other videos for more informative and just really thought-provoking conversations. This was a really good conversation, actually.
More serious than wedding planning.
Yeah, much more serious than wedding planning.
Much more.
But like I said, this is something that a lot of parents can relate with because it's happening. Your kids are going to grow up and they're going to be adults, and
you can't coddle them.
No,
you can't do everything for your kids.
You can't.
We don't want them to face plant, but it's hard to let them face plant. Sometimes you got to.
Mm-hmm. You do. You gotta learn. You gotta learn one way or the other. And with that saying, a smart man learns from his mistakes, but an intelligent man learns from others. And unfortunately, it takes time to build intelligence. So, a lot of them are just, they're gonna make the best decisions that they feel like they should make at that time, or they feel like they want to make at that time, whatever suits them. So, all we can do is hope. All we can do is hope and pray. We got to pray just to
make it today.
Damn right.
You got to pray just to make it today.
Right.
Pray. Remember that song?
I know that song. We got to pray just to make it today. Hey, shout out to MC Hammer, man.
Shout out, because you ain't lying.
MC Hammer, boy, because, boy, that song was
make
for
you
real.
Go,
For real. For real.
Damn. That's deep.
That show is deep. Super deep.
That made me laugh.
Super classic throwback. Super. So, anyway, that was a really, really good conversation, guys. Please, once again, subscribe, like the video, and leave comments. Give us suggestions on what you guys want to hear us talk about and what you guys want to talk about.
We'll love it.
We would love it.
Love it. Are you just hear us talk about our life?
Mm-hmm. Because, we just, like I said, at the end of the day, we just want to be relatable, And we just feel like if we just keep it organic, it'll always be relatable. Because the vast majority of people live lives that we live, similar lives that we live. Mm-hmm. And most people live similar lives. So, we want to bring it from just a lot of that perspective. So, we appreciate you guys joining us again. Until next time, this is Let's Talk. I'm Dion, and this is
Que.
And we are out, y'all.